Good day everyone, welcome to another video tutorial. Today we're going to answer problems involving equation of circle. This will be part 1 of four videos. So in this video, we're going to answer 10 questions that involves equation of circle whose center is at the origin. Now, remember that the formula for this equation is this one, where x and y are the coordinates of coordinates of the circle, and r squared, or r is the radius. Write the equation of a circle with a center at 0, 0 and a radius of 5 cm and graph it. Always remember in answering this kind of question that it is wise to write the given first, the center and the radius. After which you're going to write on your solution, you write the formula and substitute the radius on r, which is 5. And simplify it further or expound it further. So 5 squared is equal to 25. So this will be now the equation of the circle. Now to graph it, all you need to remember is the center and the radius. So in a Cartesian plane, mark the center, which is the origin. And from the origin, count 5 units away from it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark that and use your compass to create a circle. Be sure that the points on each cardinal direction of the center is 5 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is wise to mark all these 4 points first before writing your circle. 3, 4, 5. For example number 2, write the equation of the circle with the center at 0, 0 and the radius of 8 cm and graph it. So again, you need to write the given for your own convenience and then write the solution starting with the formula and substitute the given, which is the radius, that is 12, and expounded 8 squared, that is 64, and this will be our equation of the circle. Remember that we're using this because our center is at the origin. If we're dealing with a center that is not at the origin, this part of the equation will change, and that we'll discuss that on the next lesson. Now to graph it again, all we need to do is consider is the center. Then after that, we need to count 8 units away from the radius. Now my Cartesian plane is scaled into 2 points. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Then after that, you mark all those 4 points and use your compass to draw your circle. So that's how we graph it. Now this problem number 3 deals with a radical symbol for its radius. So write the equation of the circle with center at 0, 0 and the radius of square root of 3 centimeter and graph it. Again, write the given, and on solution, write the formula first and substitute the value of the radius to r, squared it, and you have this as your circle equation. Now to graph this, remember that all we need to do in the graph is to find the center in the radius. Now the problem is how will you graph this square root of 3? Remember that square root of 1, square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 4. These are the sequence for radical symbol. The square root of 1 is equal to 1, square root of 4 is equal to 2. So if we get the square root of 2 and square root of 3, these values are approximately between 1 and 2. So that's what we need to consider. The square root of 3 is between 1 and 2. To approximately graph it, on your graphing paper, mark the center and count the location between 1 and 2, and this is it. Let's give some space for this. This is the middle of 1 and 2. So approximately square root of 3 is here. So we need to mark the center and put our compass on the other point and draw our circle. That's how we graph this in radical form. Or you could use a calculator to evaluate square root of 3 so that you can get the value here, and that will make your approximation much closer. Problem number 4. Write the equation of the circle with the center at 0, 0 and the radius of 2 square root of 3 centimeter and graph it. So again, write our given, our solution starting with the formula, substitute our given to the formula, and expound it, and you have your equation of the circle. Now let me tell you how to expound it. 2 square root of 3 squared is equivalent to 2 square root of 3 multiplied to 2 square root of 3. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 3 square root of 3 is equal to square root of 9. So 4 multiplied by the square root of 9 is 3. That's how we get 12. So remember your topic on radical expressions. So now to graph it, you count from the center 1, 2, and we know that the square root of 3 is between 1 and 2. So from here you count 1 and 2. So this is the between them. So all you need to do is to mark that approximately and draw your circle. Or you could just use your calculator and it will give you the exact value on that. Now let's deal with a fraction, a fraction of a radius. So this will be our given, and this will be our, we substitute our radius to r, and if we square this, we square the numerator and the denominator, and that gives us 49/9. The equation of the circle is this one. This is acceptable. But if you're kinda OC and you don't want a fraction on your equation, you could just multiply 9 on both sides. If you do that, you'll cancel out this 9, and you will be putting 9 on each term. You'll be having this equation. Now to graph this, just divide 7 into 3. That is 2 and 1/3. And if you just mark the circle, count 2, 1, 2, and 1/3, and draw your circle. So that's how you deal with this kind of problem. Let's have another one, a fraction one. Write the given. On the solution, write first the formula, substitute the radius, and voila. That's how you get it. Now to eliminate the fraction, we multiply 4 on both sides and we'll get this as our answer. Now 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So this is how we graph them. From the center, we count 1, 2.5. 1, 2.5, 1, 2.5, 1, 2.5, and then you draw your circle. Now number 7, the equation of the circle is 5x squared plus 5y squared is equal to 45. Let's find the radius and the center of the circle. Now in the given, let's write the equation first. Now let's study the equation. It has nothing to do with the equation of the circle. Because the equation of the circle, whose center is at the origin, doesn't have any variables on its term, on an x squared and y squared term. So what we're going to do here is to simplify it. You can simplify this equation by dividing 5 on both sides. So if we do that, it will give us this equation. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Now using this, we can now find the center and the radius of the circle. Since this is in the form of this one, we can say that the center is 0, 0. Now to find the radius, we need to equate r squared to 9. So r squared is equal to 9, then let's get the square root of both sides, and we have our radius as 3. So that is our center and our radius. Let's try another one. This equation that is not in the form of x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. The very first thing that we need to do is to add 48 on both sides to cancel this out and to have our 48 on the other side. In other words, you transpose it. So you'll be getting this as your answer. Now divide both sides into 3, giving you the next equation. Now with this, you can say that the center is at 0, 0, and let's equate r squared to 16. And that would give us r is equal to 4. Now the center is 0, 0, and the radius is 4 units. Now the coordinates of the diameter of the circle is this one. negative 5 comma 0 and 5 comma 0. Find the equation of the circle. Remember that a diameter is twice of as the radius. So half of the diameter is the radius. We don't need the diameter, but we need the radius. Now to do that, let's imagine first the for this the problem. Let's illustrate the circle having this property. So we know that this is negative 5 comma 0 and this is 5 comma 0. We need to find the coordinates of this, the midpoint, and that will be our center. And we know after that, we know that the distance of these two is 5 units, and the distance of this one is 5 units as well. So we now have the distance for the radius, which is 5 units. We need to find the coordinates of the center. To do that, let's do the midpoint formula. Negative 5 plus 5 divided by 2, and 0 plus 0 divided by 2. That gives us 0 comma 0. So the center is the origin, and now we don't have the radius. Now to solve for the radius, let's use one of these coordinates. I'll be choosing 5 comma 0 to substitute in x and y so that we could find the radius. If I substitute 5 to x and 0 to y, I'll be getting the radius of 5. So now I have the radius and I have the center of the circle, and I can now write the equation for this. Last problem for this video. Find the equation of the circle whose center is at the origin and passes through the point 4 comma negative 3. So we know that the center is at the origin, so our formula will be like this. Now we know that the circle will pass through this point, make to this point. That means that this point is a solution to our equation. So what we're going to do is to substitute this to x and y here, and we will now be getting the radius. So 4 squared is 16 and negative 3 squared is 9. 16 plus 9 is equivalent to 25. So our radius is 5. So this will be our equation. X squared plus y squared is equal to 25. So that's it for this video. I hope that you learned something. See you on the part 2 where we answer questions regarding equation of the circle whose center is at the origin.